Hey, Doug Hendricks here. Welcome to the DH Percussionist Modern Percussion video blog. First, I'm going to share the best advice I ever got from anybody about soloing. Never play the licks and the passages that you've been practicing when you solo. Now this is a tall order, maybe even impossible for most of us. I mean, the word never, that's a big word. But the point is this, you don't want your solo or any part of your solo to sound like a library of licks. It'll sound contrived, it'll sound composed, it'll sound like it's coming from here instead of here. And I think to give the listener the best emotional music experience, there's got to be more emotion on your part too, more from your heart than from your head. As I said, this is a tall order, but the philosophy is a good one, and here's how I look at it. If you practice a lick or a passage over and over, and it's really in your hands and it's in your heart, when it comes down to the time when you're soloing, if you're really soloing from your soul, you'll play that passage, that lick, if it's meant to be in there. It'll feel natural if it's meant to be in there. The idea is just never to force anything. I saw an interview once with, of all people, Sting, and he was talking about the differences between soloing in rock and soloing in jazz. And he said that in jazz, you get an opportunity to explore and to build your solo, but in rock, you've got to burn right away. I think that concept goes beyond just the style of the music. You have to be aware of your audience too. Be aware, who are you playing for? Who's in the room? If you use space and take your time building your solo, are these people going to come with you? Or do you have to grab them by the nuts and play aggressively the whole time? Know who you're playing for, and also be aware of the sound, the acoustics in the room, and the levels. Are you in a situation where the nuances in your instrument are going to actually come through? You might not be. Also, it's important to be aware of what's being played behind you, what's accompanying your solo. Is the band playing in a way that's going to allow you to use dynamics? Never mind whether they should or shouldn't be playing that way, are they? That kind of dictates what you're going to do. You have to play whatever's appropriate. Recently, I was on a gig and playing a solo, and the drummer that was accompanying my solo was dragging the tempo during my solo. And it was killing me. Nothing I was doing was working. This guy was dragging the tempo, and I just had to think, okay, I've got to cut it short. I'm playing the shortest solo of my life because this ain't happening. What else could I do? Those are just a couple of concepts about soloing. I hope they've helped.